Hello guys and welcome back to TNT Madness. Today we're going to be looking at the best way to build a faction base in the Nether. So I'm pretty sure most of you know how to build a good faction base, or at least to build a normal one, but I doubt many of you know how to build an actual really good base in the Nether. And the main problem with the Nether is that the Nether, you can't have water, so that leaves out a lot of possibilities. It means that you can't have anti-water walls, it means you can't have anti-hybrid. It just limits your options quite a bit. So today I'm going to show you how to make the strongest Nether base that you can with just the basics of it. So today that's what we're going to be looking at, and let's get into it because we've got a really awesome base here. So what we have in the middle is just your general base. This is going to be your obsidian base, your base where all your stuff's in it, and this goes from bedrock, or the bedrock layer on top of the Nether, to the very top, and that's where you want this top to be, on the very top, or else it won't have the same effect as it does now. And then after that, what I've gone for is just a lava layer followed by sand, because since you can't have actual water walls to disable people from getting through, if they fire anywhere except the very top, then they'll just hit sand and the sand will fall, and it'll take much longer for them to get through. So the theory behind this one that most people use, including me, is that you just have as many sand walls as you possibly can, and some corner pillars on the end that are made out of sand. The reason for this is it will take forever for them to get anywhere near your base, and they'll probably give up after the first few tries, or they'll run out of TNT or something. And pretty much the lava is just a massive deterrent. Another thing that is sneaky on this build that not many people see is if we go all the way down the bottom here, behind this bottom layer of sand, because you always want the outside to be sand or else lava will flow out, but on the parts where there are no sand, there's actually slabs, so if people do try to sand stack, then they'll have to slab bust, which they probably won't see because of the lava, then they're going to have to get rid of the slabs first. So that's a really sneaky way. And also up the top here we just have some corner pillars, which don't do too much because in the Nether they're not as effective, but they're still needed and they do quite a bit. So anyway, this thing is really simple for the most part, and also if you want to stop roof busting, which should not be an issue because you're at the very top, then you can just add a small layer of cobwebs around the edge here because you can't put it on top because there's not enough space. So that's pretty much how you build this, or what it looks like, and now let's actually get on to the tutorial. The only real weakness to this is if someone has a bunch of time and a bunch of TNT and they just want to go on through, because this thing is immune to quite a bit of stuff, but the great thing about this is mostly the fact that the slabs are just so well hidden that when people try to attack it, they won't be able to get through it. Another great thing is it's lava, so this will damage them and it's not transparent like water, so it'll just cause a lot more hell. And the great thing about the Nether too is most people would build their base in the overworld or the end, and if you just go very far outside the Nether on the top border, probably most people won't find you anyway, so it's just a win-win-win. So anyway, let's get on with the tutorial. Okay, so now onto the tutorial. So what you're going to need is pretty much the space of your base and just a ton of space for your walls. And what you're going to need is, a ton of sand, a ton of lava, and some slabs. So as you can see, what we have here is we've got our main bit here, which is only 20 tall, and then all you want to do is pretty much on your first layer alternate from a layer of slabs to a layer of sand, and you just want it to be one block away each time in every direction, and then you just want to repeat that all the way to the edge, and then on your very edges, except your final layer, which is going to be all the way sand, you want it to be sand, just like a couple of sand pillars that you will stack up like this. So what I like to do is just lay it out like this, and then later on we can start building up lava. So what you want to do after you set up your bottom layer like this is pretty much just start building up your sand like so, and this is going to take absolutely forever. What I'd recommend doing is going to sky limit and setting up a scaffolding a bit like this, where you can place down a ton of sand and that will just fill up around you instead of having to come all the way back down. So after you've done that, you would have pretty much all the sand filled, which I'll show you in a second, and I'll show you what that looks like now. So what you should have is something that looks like this now. This is not at sky limit. Yours will probably look completely different if it has less or more walls. And of course this isn't at sky limit like I said, but as you can see you've got your slabs at the bottom. And now all you want to do is fill up all the free space here with lava. And the thing is, you don't have to fill up every single block because it's not going to work like a regen wall because there's no water. So all you have to do is go along the very top, placing down lava in every spot. And then after you've done that, it should look like something like the original thing. And if we just go along here, as you can see, it starts to fill up and then it'll just drain down and you should be completely fine. So I'm going to finish this now. So now your base should look something like this, and now you've got a really strong base. And like I said, if you want to stop roof busting, but this won't make that big of a difference, you can just stick around a small layer of cobwebs around the edge, but that won't do too much. But what we have here is a really strong base, and if you build this, you won't get raided forever or in a really long time unless there's someone that's so experienced that it's ridiculous. So this is going to be my base, that if I build one in the Nether, it'll look something like this. So anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave a like. But anyway, goodbye from TNT Madness.